Hello everybody, my name is Ali and welcome to my gaming website Dodging Car. The entire website has been deployed to Node.js. Let's start on our journey at the welcome screen. Here you can sign in or register. When the user goes to the register page, they can enter a username of their choice and enter a password twice for validation. Once they press the register button, the client sends that data to the server, which first checks if the username is an already existing username in the JSON file used to save data. If it does not find the username, then it encrypts the username and password, then writes the encrypted string into the JSON file, which is stored in an inaccessible location along with the score. If the username already exists, then the server sends an error response back to the client, which then tells the user that the username already exists. Otherwise, it takes them to the login page where they can use their new username and password. When logging in, the user enters their username and password, which gets sent over from the client to the server. The username then gets compared to the existing usernames in the JSON file. If there is a match, the server then continues to compare the passwords. The username and password comparisons require the existing username and password to be decrypted. If the server cannot find an existing username or the passwords don't match, it sends an error to the client which tells the user that the username and password is wrong. If the username and password is correct, the server tells the client that everything went fine, it can carry on. The client then tells the server to save the current user's position into a cookie. The server encrypts the user cookie and saves it. The server then tells the client it is done and also saves the cookie on the client side. The client then continues its procedure. Once logged in, the user can play the game, see how to play the game, or log out, which deletes the cookie on the client side, so their session ends. When the user presses play, they are greeted with a loading screen made using the loading manager. Once the assets are loaded, the main game loads. The player can use arrow keys or A or D keys to move on PC, or if they are on mobile, they can touch the screen to move. The game itself is an endless runner where the player dodges the walls and collects coins to gain score. The higher the score, the higher the difficulty. The score on top is changed to show current score. In terms of assets, the car and coin models are GLB models loaded using the GLTF loader. The background is a sphere with a texture attached using the texture loader. The world, the flat plane, and the coin are lit up using hemisphere, spot, and directional lights. The walls themselves are instance meshes, optimized for performance. There is red fog on the back of the scene to make the sphere texture look better. There is also white particles using points material floating in the air. The game has background audio as well as audio that plays when collecting your coin. Lastly, the game and the website have a responsive design that can be resized to different screen sizes, including mobile, and can be changed dynamically. Now that the user has finished playing the game and are on the game over scene, also made using THREE.js, the client automatically sends a request to the server to get the stored cookie decrypted and send it to the client. If there is not a cookie value, the client tells the user that they are not logged in, so their score is not going to be saved. Otherwise, the client sends another request to the server to save the score the player just got in the JSON file position that the cookie holds. The client then checks to see if the score in the JSON file stored at that specific location is bigger than the new score. The score is encrypted, so it will decrypt it to compare the values. If the new score is bigger, then the new score is encrypted and stored into the file. Otherwise, it returns a response to the client that the score was not higher than existing score. At that point, the cycle is complete. The user can then retry or go to the main menu to log out. That is all from me. Thanks for watching.